My name is Ched Kraus, and I'm the owner of Switchback Cycling and Outdoors, which is the bike shop here in town that puts on the Bike Morehead event along with Morehead Tourism. Bike Morehead got started in the fall of 2014 when we opened the bike shop, and that's where we are now at Switchback Cycling and Outdoors here in Morehead, Kentucky. And we wanted a way to get people into outdoors and also to basically kind of promote this area as a great place for bike riding. We feel like the beauty here is unmatched as far as we have the lake. That's a gorgeous place to ride around and to ride by. We have a number of mountains and, well, some people call them knobs instead of mountains, but provides a really panoramic view, and we have other areas that have big valleys, and so there's a big geographic variety here in the area, and we just felt like we needed to share that with other people. The first ride that we did was in October of 2015, and the weather wasn't so good. It was really cold and might have even been a little bit rainy. We probably only had about 30 to 40 riders for that event, but everybody that rode it really loved it. And so from there, we were able to get cooperation with Morehead Tourism, and as part of that, we got on the Kentucky Century Challenge ride, and so that really boosted our numbers for the following year, where we had around 250 or so riders, and then the following year after that had close to 300, and now this is our third year of the Kentucky Century Challenge, technically the fourth year of the ride. Bike Morehead became part of the Kentucky Century Challenge through the efforts of Joy Brown, who is the head of the Morehead Tourism here, and she has a goal of making this one of the stops and staying as one of the permanent stops to the Kentucky Century Challenge. And so they're sponsors of the Kentucky Century Challenge, one of the higher level sponsors, which is great because it really provides the direction and how important we feel of getting people into this area and getting them out on rides and seeing what else we have to offer here. So we have 3 rides this year. We have a 50 mile, a metric century, which is going to be about 65 miles, and then the regular century. So all of the rides will start from downtown, all go the same direction, and head out up what we call Christie Creek Trail, which is a beautiful ridgeline trail that sits elevated and has some beautiful views of the Danube National Forest in this area. We'll have a rest stop up there, and then we do another place called Clack Mountain, which has some elements that make you feel like you're in the Red River Gorge. Beautiful rock walls in some areas, and then from there we'll come and do a nice large descent down by the lake. Again, another beautiful area there, and all 3 of the routes will do all of this and go over the dam, and then we'll have the second rest stop right behind the dam. At that point then, the 50 mile will head on back to town. The metric century and the regular century will continue up a couple other vistas and some small climbs in that area, and then the metric century will peel off. Finally, the regular century will then go to the covered bridge rest stop, which is a big favorite, and then we'll continue around and do the last final climb right after the last rest stop. My favorite aspect of Bike Morehead is just sharing the incredible resources we have here in this area. I love the roads around here. I love the hills and the variety with the lake and the ridge tops, etc. And so I think the ride just puts together an unusual set of features that we can't find other places. And again, the backdrop of the mountains and the Danube National Forest is just beautiful. The main sponsors for the ride are the bike shop, Switchback Cycling and Outdoors, and we handle the coordination of the event and getting all the volunteers coordinated, buying all the food, etc. And then the other really big sponsor is Morehead Tourism, and they provide financial resources as well as the conference center where we meet, and also do the sponsorship of the Kentucky Century Challenge as well. So this year we have several community partners that have donated time and volunteers to help us with the rest stop. So we have St. Clair Regional Medical Center, which is doing a rest stop. We also have the Fleming County Tourism, which does the Ringo's Mill Covered Bridge rest stop, which is a high favorite for riders in the event. And then the third sponsor is Morehead First Church of God, which is also doing an event new this year. So our information for the ride is on bikereg.com, and that has a link to it, or you can search for Bike Morehead on that site. Right there's where I've listed all the start times and all the information about the ride, along with links to the actual rides for the century, the metric century, and the half century. As part of registration for the ride, we get t-shirts for everybody. We had a cutoff of June 1st for guaranteed t-shirt sizes, but we will order plenty of extras, so hopefully shouldn't run out of any t-shirts for that matter. But we haven't yet gotten into the point of offering jerseys for sale. I think that will come as the ride gains momentum. as an event, and we'll do that later on. So for right now, we have free event t-shirts for everybody that signs up. So one of our big visions for Bike Morehead has been to incorporate some type of mountain biking into the event. So we've had this idea from the beginning, but just are still finding where we should introduce this. If you haven't been to the Cave Run Lake area, then you're missing out on some of the best mountain biking in Kentucky. It's absolutely phenomenal, and the volume of trails and miles that you can accumulate is very impressive. And so ideally, at some point in time, we would like to have a day where we do the road biking events, the centuries and the various rides, and then a second day where we did short, medium, and long mountain bike rides as well, very similar, that are supported in that manner. And really, again, just to let people know what phenomenal resources we have here in the Morehead area. I would say to the riders that we welcome feedback about the event. We're trying to grow this thing. We want to make it an event for the riders. And so in that regard, please feel free to let us know how things went. We're always trying to improve. We're trying to make things better. We're starting out small, and we would like to continue to grow. And so we want to make sure that we're making it a good ride for the riders.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Kentucky Cycling Connection series. The Kentucky Cycling YouTube channel is a volunteer effort aimed at promoting cycling in the Bluegrass region. You can support this work by sharing the videos on social media. Also, please like the video on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.